Hey guys, Tarrix here with some combo videos. I'm gonna start off with one thing that I see happen quite a few times. It's that you start off with these two cards in your hand and some random spells and traps. And you actually have quite a few options here, even though it doesn't look like it. One thing is you can start off by you could set the shark or put it to attack. It's your own choice, but setting it is definitely the best one because you'll keep your opponent guessing until he attacks it, what you're playing, and it protects your life points. If it then dies, you can always summon the rat, put to defense, get out the shark. Another thing you can do is actually you can normal summon the rat to attack mode, then special summon the shark, making shark a level 3, overlaying him and making a Zen Meister, definitely to attack. Nah. At this point you have quite a few more options. I mean, if your opponent has some back row, it's definitely not worth it going for this. I would definitely just set the shark if it's necessary. If you have back row protection, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't have played this in the first place. But when going for this, you can use its effect. You have two options now. The two options are the wind-up rabbit and another wind-up rat. One thing is you can take a rat. I mean, you use quite a few resources on this because you have used 2 of your rats already, plus your carrier. But if you have Pot of Avarice, I mean, it doesn't matter. Then you should definitely go for this. Wind-up rat effect, get out shark, and overlay for a rank 3, which could be your Zen Meister or your Tempo, doesn't matter. Whatever you feel like is necessary. If you have like a Mirror Force in your field, it's definitely worth it because you have the Zen Meister to use its effect afterwards. So another thing you could do instead of going for the rat is with the carrier's effect, get out a rabbit. Now you have, because you have the rabbit on the field, you will always be able to top deck any wind-up monster which can make into combos with this. And if you have back row protection to keep the carrier on the field, you could go for that effect afterwards, and you have a pretty strong combo already there. So that's like a few plays you can do with this with the hand of a rat and a shark. Obviously you will be using the Zen Mighty, but you could also just make any other rank 3, it doesn't really matter. But I have just seen quite a few times where I start off with these. Another thing I have started up with quite a few times, is this play. Like a factory and a shark. And some other random spells and traps and random monsters like that tour guide or something like that. I mean, it doesn't matter. Thunder Kings, maybe a Gorse or hand traps or whatever. At this point, it's actually very beneficial to do this if you can play it off right. I mean, obviously it's always dependent on what your opponent has, what he plays, and all that stuff. But you could summon the shark, activate factory, use its effect to make it any level. At this point you have, again, quite a few options. These two exactly, to be exact. One thing is, you have your shark on the field. If it gets destroyed, you can combolicious with the rat and with the factory. Another thing is you can go for the more slow play, stunish play, if you want to call it that. Go for the rabbit, and you will be guaranteed a search off with your factory unless your opponent has a MST. There's again 2 plays you can do with cards that seem sometimes useless on your hand, but can give you advantage. Hopefully advantage enough to actually win. So that's for the first combo video. Just some rather unusual start opening plays which the deck often actually has. definitely it's always more worth it to play Thunder King or play the Tour Guide, or if you have Magician plus Shark, go for that play instead. I mean, that's always preferable. Or go for Shock Lock and all that stuff, which I'll be showing in another video. So thanks for watching, and let me hear what you think. Why do you play windups? Actually, good question. I play windups because, well, I play meta decks. I think windups is one of the most extreme decks out there. Just understanding windups, I mean, it's simple enough to say, yeah, Magician Shark. That's simple enough to say, but do you actually know how to make the plays? Do you actually know how to play around your opponent? Because in itself, Magician and Shark aren't that strong. But if you know what you want to do, I mean, making a Shock Lock saying monster effect against a agent player, for example, that's already more advanced than just saying Magician and Shark. I want to see people hating on meta. They should try to play meta, because it's really hard to play. I mean, obviously you can learn everything, but yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching, and keep tuned for the next combo play where I'll be showing the Tarrix and the Shock Lock plays that you can do.